Meanwhile, a lot of people are still pointing out that much needs to be done still in the name of justice. Here locally, people are preparing for possible protests.
Let's get outside to our Fox 12's Bridget Chavez. She's live for us now in downtown Portland. Bridget, where we know a group has planned a protest in response to the verdict. So what are you seeing out there so far?
Yeah, Bonnie and Pete, there's maybe a handful of people downtown here near the Justice Center. So far, things have been pretty calm. We've seen a few people marching around with Black Lives Matter flags, but again, not too much at this point. We're supposed to see more people gathering here around 7. Now, we've heard that there are plans for more protests and direct action marches in response to the verdict. One flyer even saying, no matter the verdict, we go hard for George Floyd. And in response, Mayor Ted Wheeler has declared a state of emergency. For Terrence Moses, the guilty verdict in the Derek Chauvin trial has him breathing a sigh of relief, for now. But the potential for more protests and property damage still looms. In just the past week, Portland police have declared multiple riots and businesses across Portland have been damaged.
It doesn't help, and the people that are doing this, the only thing I can say is that for whatever reason they get a rise out of it, and they just doing it for the sake of destruction, because there don't seem to be any goal there.
Moses lives near the Portland Police Association building and says he and his neighbors have been standing guard to protect businesses when groups target the building.
And let's face it, if you're out after dark, you don't intend to be peaceful or have a message to reach someone of any importance.
Now that a verdict has been reached, the Rose City is still bracing for the possibility of more violence. Portland Mayor Ted Wheeler has declared a 24-hour state of emergency that can be extended. This gives him the power to declare a curfew, close streets and other facilities, and overall gives him more flexibility to respond to what could be a difficult situation. Wheeler says what makes this more challenging is that even though some in these groups are bent on destruction, police cannot preemptively make arrests.
It's still legal for people to show up, and what typically happens is they move quickly and they engage in acts of criminal destruction, and then the police are playing catch up from the get-go.
The mayor says both the National Guard and the Oregon State Police are on standby, while Portland Police and the Multnomah County Sheriff's Office are working together on this response. Moses says the property damage and destruction we're seeing, like last night near the North Precinct where windows were smashed in, including the Blazers Boys and Girls Club, is only hurting the BIPOC community.
Until they educate themselves, until everyone just take a step back and realize that it's not an equal playing field, and it's going to take all of us to make those changes, and it's got to be changed from the inside out.
Moses tells us he hopes people will answer the call to remain peaceful, but says 2 months from now, when Chauvin is sentenced, the city and nation will likely be on edge once again.
We want a peaceful resolution, we want a peaceful confront, and we want change for everyone. And we don't believe in the way of violence in making that change.
Again, a pretty calm scene downtown here near the Justice Center. Just a handful of folks we've seen out here. And Portland police and also the mayor are asking businesses and construction materials that could be used for destruction, like dumpsters used to start fires and things like that. We'll have another update for you coming up at 6. Reporting live from downtown, Bridget Chavez, Fox 12 Oregon.